Happy Friday.
Hello, welcome in Therapy Flow community.
Well, hopefully, we have another interesting tidbit for you today. It's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, but it's going to be effective. And this is for all of you who want to hire more people to do the things you don't want to do. We're talking for any role that this will apply to. And this is just what is the multi step process needed, the 3-step, the 4-step, right, that we're going to talk about today to hire effectively for any role, to confidently roll out a what we call a hiring funnel, to build it, to lead people through it, and to make sure that it equips you as the practice owner to get the people in your house, so to speak, that are going to do what you need them to do.
Yeah, I would say this is like the strategy. This is probably like the epitome of how to find A players. But not saying that you'll always find A players going through this process. But that's why this is an elongated process. Every kind of component of this is sort of thought out. So, Josh, I might just go ahead and share my screen real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me go ahead and
And as he's pulling that up, we just wanted to bring in some tactical sort of nuts and bolts process for you guys, as we really dig into all of this.
yeah. Uh, Let me know when we can see this. But
Yeah,
guys,
we're ready.
perfect. This comes in. Let's say you've got your job descriptions written out and you've gone to like Indeed or ZipRecruiter or WellFound or whatever, and you've posted your job post. Okay. At the bottom of the job post, the last thing that you should write in your job description is a link to this first page that you're going to make. So this is your first like landing page. Okay. And just let everyone know on those job posts on Indeed or WellFound or whatever else that in order to be considered, they have to apply on your site. This is going to help us weed out the people who are just auto applying to 1,000 positions. This is going to help us weed out people who don't follow directions. Okay. And it'll allow us to get the individuals off of Indeed or wherever else and put them into our environment. This is our site now. This isn't on Indeed's site. Okay. So these individuals, the first page that they'll be introduced to is just sort of the position and the job description. The very top of the job description, a couple common or important elements just need to include your core values, and if they don't deeply resonate, do not apply. Okay, so this is helpful to have some core values. It helps you and it helps your applicants have a slight decision filter for themselves. So if you have some core values that they don't, resonate with, we should knock them out. Another important thing to note is leave a quick little, where do I have it here? Code word, application code word. This also helps in case people just don't read the job description and they're just going through the steps. Okay, so leave an application code word. There's going to be a time when we ask for this here in a second. Then break down the rest of the role and give them an option to apply. Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say, just to hit on that code word specifically, for some of you, you might not be used to be receiving big, giant dumps of people, especially if you're thinking only through the lens of hiring for a clinician role. But it could happen for that. But when you think about a well-structured, like billing and intake coordinator, or like a part-time marketing manager, or admin assistant, or some of those, and like if you decide to pay above market value or whatever, like suddenly out of the woodworks, we've posted job postings where we've gotten 400 plus resumes, and that in like the first couple of days. And that's why a position or a process like this is so important, and little nuances like a code word and inserting it later, just to weed out the people that aren't detailed oriented for a role that you really want detailed oriented, is actually helpful.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, this role we had 600 applications, um, and there's a reason why.
Yeah.
So once you click through here, it's going to take you to this page. This is going to be your written. This is going to be your written component to the application. And so The individuals that make it through here, they've read the job description, and so now they get to fill out the information. So these are the sort of important things that we consider: first name, last name, email, phone, country, why are you a good fit for the role, what are your minimum earning requirements, how did you hear, what motivates you in your work, what professional background or relevant skills do you have for the role, what are your 12-month, 3-year goals, could you describe yourself in 5 words, what's the application code word, there's our guy, why should we hire you, and then a quick resume upload. Now, this isn't the end. This is the written part. You can pretty quickly weed out individuals just if they aren't, maybe you need someone stateside and it's the wrong country, or maybe their minimum earning requirements are out of range.
Yeah. And you can think of a couple questions, I'm sure, 1 or 2 questions that would be the most common disqualification factor for a specific role. What's your license type? Do you have any billing and intake coordinating experience? Just a simple question like that if someone answers, you'll immediately know, do they even deserve to go to the next step?
Yeah, great point. And this is not the end of the gauntlet. So actually, I don't even, I look at this after someone looks and goes through the entire skills assessment. So the skills assessment is the final component before someone gets the interview. And the skills assessment should be kind of a Goliath. It's a behemoth. It's a beast. And the reason why is because we want to ask 2 to 3 questions. I think this one we did 3 questions. Yep, 3 questions that really test the mettle of the candidate depending on what you need done for the role. So like, what are the primary objectives for the role, and can they do the thing? Not only that, but we ask for a video recording of them doing it. And of course, because of employment laws, the face doesn't need to be included in the video recording. However, oftentimes you'll see some of those A players, they show up on video and they just nail it, right? And so some of the criteria that you're looking for here is that people quickly and effectively solve your problems. This is like a 4 to 8 minute condensed value bomb, that they are just answering your question at a high degree. So for this role, for this hiring funnel that we just rolled out is for an operations manager. And so for them, one of the big reasons why we wanted to bring them onto the team was to be able to design a scalable project and task management system. Another reason would be facilitating creation and optimization of new standard operating procedures in our business, and then creating aligned execution across the departments and leadership. And so this is like a multi-stage section. You give them a situation, give them information, and then tell them how you want how you want them to deliver their answer. And then same thing for question 2. Give them the situation, tell them their job, and then same for question 3. And then, guys, you're going to be like, why would anyone go through this? I think the A players understand that, I'm done sharing. The A players understand that, one, they need to prove their mettle, prove their worth here. But more importantly, a lot of the people that enjoy their work and that are just going to do a good job are just going to do it. They have this information on hand. They're going to rip the Band-Aid off and just go through it. Yeah. Especially if you're looking for a position like a part-time marketing person, or even that intake coordinator, where it could just be like really anyone with a little bit of chops here and there. Maybe that's detail oriented. They're going to go through it. They're going to breeze through. They're going to answer the questions the way that you want answered. And what the end result of this is going to be is you're going to have an applicant that submitted a few videos in the format that you asked for. So they're following directions. You get to hear and see what they sound like, what they feel like, how they're handling problems, how they're going to overcome and help with the solutions that you're looking for. And you're going to get a really, really refined pool of candidates. And so at the end of that, you just make a little thank you page, let them know that you're going to follow back up with the candidates that are relevant, and then move on from there. The people that don't fill this out, guys, that's up to you what you want to do. Sometimes people fill out the written assessment and they won't do the skills assessment. You can email them to follow up and say, hey, just to let you know, in order to be considered. But I think more often than not, you're going to find that you're going to have really, really solid candidates that go through the process, that resonate with your values, that resonate with what you're doing, and that want to, hop in on the mission that you're creating for them. And I think that they're going to be the excited ones to handle the opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, this is a high level look. You can definitely take this and iterate upon it, come up with your own version of skills assessments, the questions you need to ask, the processes. But if you want to save some time, number one, on filtering through the people who don't deserve your time and attention, this is a huge process and step. And then also, if you want to create a hiring process that in some ways does attract A players, because A players expect a certain level of process attached to it as well, and they can recognize, oh wow, this person has really put a lot of effort into who they're trying to attract and what they're trying to communicate in this job posting, these questions, and in some ways it gives them an introduction to you, the company, and even the role a little bit. Oh, these are the questions they're asking. These are the problems they're trying to solve, and it evaluates whether that person actually wants to work with you. So it can serve you really well because that person can come in really warm to the job in terms of what they want and what they need.
Yeah, I might put a couple other layers to this. This is for it's like a 4-layer hiring process, right? To get the first level of interview, to get a breath of your time, you have to qualify them by watching their videos. So you want a small pool of people, out of 600 applications, I think we had 40 people make it through to the skills assessment. We look through those videos. Some of them you can disqualify right away based on whatever factors, wow, it sounds like they're reading off of a script. Like, that's kind of weird. I kind of want an expert. Or maybe that doesn't matter so much, or, whatever the situation is. Or they need to be really good on the phone, and I just don't know if their voice is going to click for my clientele, right? So filter through that, immediately disqualify some people, extend a round 1 interview. Round 1 interview is going to be all about culture, values. Who is this person? Are they going to fit in with my team? And then a round 2 interview is a skills assessment. Can they get the job done? After your skills assessment, then you move on to references.
Yeah.
And extend the offer from there.
Yeah. And you can also extend additional interviews if absolutely necessary. But overall, this is a really good wireframe, especially, many of you kind of have an idea of what you want a process to look like to try and find a clinical candidate. But this is a really, really effective process, again, for those clinical intake coordinator, admin level positions, little marketing, virtual assistants that are higher tier, all of that fun stuff. And of course, you can apply it to any of the clinical work that's needed as well.
I don't know if I have anything else here for us.
13 minutes of power.
Best of luck, guys.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have any questions about hiring or anything else.